really did feel like we were castaway on this sort of deserted island.
Look what I have created!
Castaway just sprung to mind because that's how you feel when you're there.
Imagine selling your house, packing up your life and moving to a deserted island. Now imagine buying some land in the jungle and building a 5-star resort from scratch.
It was very challenging and sometimes it was a nightmare.
Perth couple Joe and Suna did just that.
We've had lots of times where we've thought, what have we done?
On a Bali holiday 4 years ago, Joe stumbled upon Nusa Lembongan, a short ferry ride away, a 4 square kilometre island home to fishermen and seaweed farmers. It was like Bali 30 years ago.
It's just a very, very small island and it was really pristine. It was totally untouched.
I found the island just fishing around it.
Actually, I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay in Bali and enjoy the spas, etc. And Joe did drag me over there.
Suna quit the corporate world. Joe had a background in building.
So we sort of went at it with a very Australian mindset, saying this is what we want to build and we need a few quotes. It didn't quite work out as easy as all that, but yeah, after that it was just a matter of deciding what we wanted to build, how we wanted to build it and who was going to build it.
Their first big problem, the language and cultural barriers.
So imagine with a large project like that, where every detail is so important and you don't speak the same language, that was the biggest challenge and very frustrating.
They hired 30 Javanese workers. Let's just say construction wasn't their strong point.
I mean, they were still literally using a chisel and a saw and a hammer, and Joe brought all his electrical tools from Australia, for example, and they would look at some of the tools and go, wow, what is it?
Then there's the isolation. Everything had to be brought in by boat.
We had to bring every grain of sand, every blade of grass, and it was all carried on the porters' heads onto the boat, and then onto the island, onto the porters' heads again, and then onto the truck.
They went over time and over budget, but after 16 months, their dream resort was built. 4 villas, a private residence, 2 pools, a bar and restaurant. They called it Castaway.
We really did feel like we were Castaway. We joked around saying we were going to get a bowl and name it Wilson.
Here we go, Wilson. You don't have to worry about anything.
While Tom Hanks only had himself and a volleyball, the Kavanaghs admit the massive project put a strain on their relationship.
To work together day in and day out on a project is quite challenging in itself. You know, I want it done my way, he wants it done his way, all of that sort of stuff. And then combined with the isolation of being on the island and not having any support system, it does get to be really challenging.
They say it would have been easier to buy something first rather than build.
That probably would be how we would have done it in hindsight, is got something and got our feet wet with something that was already established rather than building something out of the jungle.
If you're dreaming of doing something similar, Joe and Suna recommend having some building experience and a lot of patience.
I think anybody could do it. You have to have a lot of stamina and a lot of perseverance, because every day is a challenge. Every single day in that environment is a challenge.